I'm Yogesh. I'm going to talk on blockchain. What is a blockchain? Blockchain is nothing but a public ledger. So first we need to understand what is a blockchain. Blockchain is one kind of advanced data structure. What is data structure? Data structure comprises number of nodes. You can see in the image. That node contains a block as well as these blocks are connected with another block. And that connection is nothing but a chain. Block contains information. So whenever you store information in a block, there must be confidentiality. So that confidentiality is achieved through encryption algorithms. And one block is connected with another block with the help of hashing algorithm. Hashing algorithms are nothing but a mathematical algorithms. They are used here to connect one block with another block. So the best example of blockchain is a cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is one kind of a cryptocurrency. Ethereum is one kind of cryptocurrency. Nowadays, cryptocurrency has got importance. Every government is now investing in cryptocurrency. It is a next generation currency, which is a virtual number. That virtual number is nothing but a encrypted number, and that number is a very complex number. Basically, blockchain works on a ledger. So what is a ledger? Ledger is nothing but a record repository or log repository. So this ledger, which is used by a blockchain, it is a distributed ledger known as public ledger. Now we'll see in detail about this ledger. So how the records can be maintained? The records can be maintained centrally as well as decentralized way or distributed way. We'll see in detail. So whenever I want to perform any financial transaction, what I do, I go to the bank or I open account with that bank. That bank gives me one account number, and that account number on that account number I can deposit money, I can withdraw money, I can transfer money. So number of transactions are possible with the help of that account number. So whenever I perform all these transactions using delivery channels, so these transactions are stored at one place, and that place is nothing but a database. Database is a centralized ledger where all transactions are recorded with the help of CBS. CBS stands for Core Banking System. So using delivery channels, all these delivery channels are connected with my CBS system, and CBS system records every transaction in a database, and that is a centralized ledger. So who is the authority here? Your bank is the single authority. So if you see in the image, there is a hub and all other nodes are connected with that hub. So these account holders are communicating with the CBS, and CBS is updating that information at one place, that is a centralized ledger. But blockchain says that you should not use centralized ledger. What blockchain says that you should use decentralized ledger or distributed ledger. So what is a decentralized ledger? Decentralized ledger says that you should not have one copy of your ledger. You should have multiple copies of your ledger. Take the example, the bank like State Bank. It processes all transactions at one place. But blockchain says that transaction should not be processed at one place. So what bank can do? Bank can have multiple coordinator servers. So take the example, suppose there are 1000 coordinator servers. So blockchain says that you should have 1000 databases or 1000 distributed ledgers at 1000 places. So whenever transaction is initiated, it will get broadcast in the network and the information would be shared with these coordinator servers, and all coordinator servers will process it. And that concept is nothing but a decentralized ledger. So it resolves the problem of backup as well as possibility of ransomware attack is equal to null. So this is basically a decentralized ledger. Now, what is a distributed ledger? Distributed ledger is a theoretical. Why it is theoretical? According to distributed ledger, it says that every node should have a copy of that database. So practically it is not possible. But what advantages you get in decentralized ledger? That is, that information is stored at multiple places, so you get copy of one transaction at multiple places. So all coordinator servers can access that information. That advantage you get. And there is no single party control. There are multiple parties having that information. So problem of backup is resolved, as well as problem of ransom attack is equal to null. Now we'll see how the processing happens in this blockchain. So here processing is like a race. So whenever transaction is initiated, it gets broadcast in the network. So every coordinator server will get acknowledged that transaction is initiated, and every coordinator server will execute that transaction. So while basically executing transaction, what is the first step? You need to have a validations. So how this validation happens? Checking the balance. Suppose person A wants to transfer money to person B. So person A should have a balance. Then only transaction can be processed. So every coordinator server will have a validation process. So validation process, that is the checking of balance, existence of that account number, would be done by each and every server. After the validation happens, then transaction will be processed by every coordinator server, and then transaction would be completed. But there will be a one server who has completed that transaction in a shortest time. That server stood first in that transaction process. So that server will get reward. That is a processing fee. Other servers will not get that fee. So the server who has completed that transaction in a shortest time will get a reward. That is a processing fee. Other servers will not get that processing fee. They will just update that information. So after completion of the transaction would be acknowledged, and consistency is checked at all coordinator servers. And this is basically processing of blockchain. So that's why you have multiple copies of databases. So here transaction is executed in efficient way, as well as transactions are verified. And after the successful completion of that transaction, the transaction would be stored by committing. So transaction becomes a persistent transaction. So this is introduction to the blockchain. We will have another parts on this. Thank you.